Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to DRIPPIN, the podcast where we advise and tell you about the skullduggery, the climate, the ups, the downs, the do's, the don't do that of relationships in the 2020s. Okay, so with a new podcast, so if you can go ahead and hit that. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's have a talk about this. You know when you watch a YouTube video and you like the video and you think to yourself, wow, I got some good, clean, wholesome information out of that. And then you go to press the like button, but you can't because the video's already gone to the next one. So how about this? Like the video now, watch it. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, then hit the like button twice. That being said, we got some interesting guests with us today. I'm going to go with introductions, and we're going to start on my right. Who are you and what do you do?
My name is Inesa Priedava. I'm from Latvia. I'm living in UK for 14 years and I'm here as a dating coach.
Nice, okay. Dating coach. Yeah. So is there anything that uniquely qualifies you to be, do you have a lot of experience?
I've been around on 2008 myself, especially online dating.
Oh.
And I tried many relationships. I tried. I'm not good in that, but for dating, I am completely understand everything on how it have to be.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so sorry, you said that you came to UK when?
2010.
Okay.
So it's 14 years ago.
Yeah. Did you speak English before?
No.
No? Well, you.
This is my first time I'm speaking English.
This is awesome. This is really, really good.
No.
Really good. Brilliant.
No, I came here with no English at all, like zero English. I knew only colors and like bed, window, a street probably, and then maybe I was sure about Monday and probably Saturday, but the rest of the days like Tuesday, I was mixing them as well. So that was my level of English when I came here.
Okay, so did you go into some kind of work? Did you, which has helped you improve your English?
I started working in a factory and I was going to the college learning English. I had a private teacher as well back in my country before I came here, at least to know that, like, I could say my name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basic things. And then later on, like past, I don't know, 7 years, I've been business owner as well. And now I changing my profession. Yeah, so.
Okay, well, we'll put all links to your profession and your advice we find at the bottom. Okay, Jess.
I'm Jess. No, I'm a musician and I'm an actress as well.
Wow.
So, I won't say very, good one at the minute. I'm currently working on my own original music.
Okay.
Currently.
What instruments do you play?
I'm mainly a singer.
Okay.
Then from like what I can play and how well, guitar, bass, drums.
Yeah.
Things like that. So.
Yeah, so you feel comfortable then around here?
I do. I've been having a little look around at all the guitars and stuff.
Yeah, okay. So have you released anything? Do you have SoundCloud, is it?
Not yet. So I've got a YouTube, and on there I've done a few covers. I've done a few covers to promote things like charity work, trying to raise money.
Yeah.
But no, I only recently started working with a producer who's been helping me write all my own music.
Okay. So you said that you have a YouTube.
Yes.
What's the name of the channel?
Just Jess Gray. Plain and simple.
Okay, well, we'll add them details as well. Yeah. Okay, I like it. Brilliant. Okay, so we're talking about the state of dating and relationships today. And I actually think that one major culprit as to why we've ended up in this dilemma. Do you think that social media has had an effect on the dating scene? And if it has, why?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What specifically?
So, for obviously my personal experiences with it, I don't like to share a lot of my relationship online because people can pry a lot into it. And, you know, I think it's best, especially when you first start in a relationship, to keep it as private as possible, because you're learning about each other, you're learning likes, dislikes, and everything like that. And when you're then posting all of that online, people then, or my experience with it, people can then go, oh, well, you know, you like this and you like this, and maybe you're not suited for each other, and they try and, you know, nitpick at your relationship before it's even a relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with it in that way. But then on the other hand of it, I've seen people start relationships through social media. So it has its good and its bad sides. It's just trying to find that right side that you sit on.
Yeah, which is quite hard, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think there is a loads of trouble in this social media, because the first, for example, let's think about Instagram. Let's say half of the girls on Instagram, they using filters and they not real, like they don't look real.
Agreed.
They know how to put the camera, they know how to put the highlighters and everything to look amazing. So man is, they love with the eyes, they used to it to that picture, and when they see a real woman on the street, they're like,
Yeah.
I'm better scrolling Instagram, because there is like all the fitness models and everything. And it's the same way. It's against the man as well, because there is a loads of perfect guys, influencers, who look so amazing. They know how to talk, they know how to smile. They're probably using makeup as well and show up. Come on.
They're not using makeup.
Come on. A man using makeups as well, especially like big influencers, like some powder or something. But it's not funny. It is real thing.
Yeah, okay. I guess
They
top tier.
look like make better look, and you know, like for the videos and stuff.
Well, I'm equating that to acting. So if you're acting a film, you want to look your best. You don't want the highlights and things like that. So the top influencers, I would say, they do things like that. But let's say, for example, dating sites. I don't really think that you're finding guys that are doing that on dating sites. But they're full of filters.
What I notice on dating sites, a guy's using filters. A load of filters. I think I never been other side, but I think there is a load of guys who are using filters, and using old pictures where they look the best. And when you go to see it, oh my God, did you old for 20 years or something?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like this is some form of projection. I really do. I mean, this is not guys.
This is not about the guys.
This is guys?
Well, this is not about guys.
I will agree. It's some guys.
Sides.
I will agree. I do agree with the whole thing of some guys will use, you know, the best possible photo that they've ever got, and they'll put that online. And obviously, most people do. But then when you meet them, you're like, well, this isn't what I expected for the first time.
Girls do the same.
Girls do the same.
That's why I'm saying it's not. That's why it's not good. Social media and everything is not good for us, because we used to that picture, and when we see in real life, and like sometimes I love to go out, like in a gym or like just walking on the streets, to understand, oh my God, I'm looking good. Because when you used to Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or YouTube, you think everyone's lives is so perfect and yours is, oh my God.
Yeah.
And everyone looks so good.
Yeah.
And they like put like 12 months old video where they look so skinny, and now they actually, behind the scenes, they are in a bed like eating donuts or smoking or whatever and feeling like a shit, but
so,
they're showing up like this.
Okay, then, so we can say then, right, that men and women,
both 50-50, yeah.
No, 50-50, what do you think?
Yeah, 50-50.
Come on.
50. Well,
Come on.
I would say from like the filters aspect and all that, lot, women do it more than men.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I would say that because obviously I'm still quite young, so I grew up when social media was coming out, and from a young woman growing up with social media, you go online and you see all these women using filters and full of makeup and all that lot, and you're like, okay, this is what I need to be, and obviously then when you're trying to get into relationships, you have this idea of what you think it should be because you've been online so much, and you see all these women all dressed up and all these men with the perfect hair and they look absolutely amazing, completely flawless. And then you actually go out there and it's like, wow, this is completely different from what I was expecting because I've been online and I've seen what it's like.
I went on a dating site, and it's not because I wanted to find anyone to date, it was because I can get in touch with people and say, hi, how you doing? Would you like to come on to this show? Turns out you're not allowed to do that. You can't do that. You can't promote your business. Although I did see loads of women allowed to advertise their OnlyFans, which is advertising your business.
It's their business, yeah.
But anyway, our research, I looked and I saw that it was overwhelming, the women that are using filters, even if it's not the whole face, just the eyes itself, versus the men.
That was a big thing when I was growing up. You'd only show half your face online.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and what's the thing with the ears?
I don't know.
A lot of filters, I've seen a lot of the pictures of these dating sites with women, you've got ears and whiskers.
Oh, it's all the Snapchat filters. It's the Snapchat filters.
Why would you put that on a dating site?
Because what it does is it's not only like the cat ears, but it also adds like a filter over your face, so it takes away any flaws. So most people, or like from a woman's point of view, you'll use that because if you've not got any makeup on, it'll also maybe add a little bit of makeup, bit of contour, and it'll also add the weird things like the whiskers and the dog ears, but it makes your skin look completely flawless. So that's why a lot of women use it.
Well, that's what that leads you into catfish. Is it? Yeah. So you're seeing someone and you think, wow, damn, and you go and meet them and it's okay, I'm a nice guy, so I'll have to sit there and persevere and just go through the whole thing. And it's great because it encourages me to be a gentleman as well, because I want to go home now, okay, bye, kiss on the cheek, go. But, goddamn, what were you thinking? Why would you, I don't know.
I wouldn't go on the date with the woman with the cat ears. Come on. I wouldn't. I would never.
Yeah. Okay, dating sites aside, what about this TikTok?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate TikTok.
I think, are you familiar with...
Yeah.
Do you go on it a lot?
Yes.
You do?
I do, yes.
Okay, what kind of content do you watch?
A lot. Well, to be honest, my TikTok changes depending on the time of day.
Yeah.
So probably about 2:00 in the morning, it's mainly cat videos. But obviously during the day, obviously being a musician, I follow a lot of musician pages and things like that.
Okay. So you're not quite the demographic I've got in my mind.
No, but I get a lot of so when I go online and when I go on TikTok, I see a lot of these musicians out there, and it's very similar to like the catfish thing where they're all like dressed up and all that lot, and then I will view their page because I think, wow, this person's really, really cool, and then it looks like somebody completely different, and you're like, wow, okay, I appreciate your talent and all that lot, but you've gone online and you're creating content, and then say you've moved to their other pages because supporting fellow artists, and then you'll go onto their Instagram or something and you're like, wow, this is completely different than what I expected.
Well, when you say different, are you saying, for example, if you go to their page and they're in their get-up, aren't they? They're in their gear, full
purely
makeup,
like physical appearance.
But then when you go to the other one, they look like...
It's completely different.
Joe next door.
Yeah.
Well, would that not be kind of understandable in that way? Because he's performing, so he's going to be For example, when I do a gig, well, beforehand, I used to wear eyeliner a lot. I wouldn't generally wear that in the daytime.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You see, I told you about the makeup. I told you. You see, guys.
Yeah, but, okay. So I'm talking about when I'm actually performing.
But I caught you.
Nice. But it would be normal for me to look different because on that page I'm there and I'm advertising the band and I look different than the other page. That's kind of normal.
Yeah. From my aspect, I would say I'm just obviously not used to that kind of thing because some of the artists that I follow, it's not very it's all very down to earth. So it's like a lot of covers and things like that. What I look for is I'm like, oh, this person's really cool. I much prefer artists who are quite down to earth. Yeah. Because then obviously it's like not very fake and I'm not saying that it was already. I'm not trying to.
I was doing metal.
I'm not trying to make it offensive. Oh yeah, with metals obviously it's a lot of heavy makeup.
I had to do the nails as well,
paint the nails as well.
So
you're shocking me as we talk. Okay.
But what I was actually talking about really with the TikTok is, have you seen like the inspirational videos that women and men are putting up? Like, for example, you get these TikToks where you've got a woman that's educating the youth of today how to finesse a guy. I've
had the other side of that. There's a guy that I follow, and it's all for humour basis, but he runs around with a red flag. And he comments on other people's videos about how they're being treated in the relationship. So say if, somebody gets caught out cheating and the partner's like crying, he'll run around going, like, this isn't what you do, and like waving this big red flag. And obviously it's humorous, but you're thinking, wow, I mean, he's got a point there.
Yeah. What about you? Have you seen that?
I'm mostly watching on Instagram because basically what every social media reading your mind basically. And because I have loads of Latvian followers and I was a little bit watching what they're doing, so I have only crap there, so I'm not even walking the TikTok because it's only crap. And most of the time I'm watching on Instagram, so same things about relationship and about and there is a lot of things is not good, like someone sent me a video about how a man see a woman, and for me it was like, okay, and there is a different age, and they he looks like 40s, but he talks about 20 years old girls' mind, and then I'm like
40's the new 20, isn't it?
There's so big difference. And everyone believes it. And yeah, it's true. It's like that. Yeah, everyone is clapping. Yes.
So can you give me an example of the kind of things that he's saying?
There was one thing about social media as well. Women, if she don't get attention from you, she's going on social media, putting all the makeups, doing the surgeries to look good in the social media to get attention from the man. And I think that's his kid's game. That's not a matured quality woman.
Yeah, okay. So would you say that, okay, we all know what cheating is.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
You have a partner, you go with someone else, you're cheating. Is cheating also putting suggestive pictures of yourself on Instagram for likes?
Definitely. I am agree, because I believe the good quality, high quality woman would never ever show her body on social media. Full stop. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. From that point of view, obviously you see it all the time, like women posting these half naked photos online, and you're like, wow. I mean, yeah, they look amazing. You can't say that they don't. But from and say they're not an influencer, say they're just a normal
regular
person.
Yeah.
Surely that has got to affect their life in
Yeah.
some way as well. Because obviously nowadays, like when you go for a job, they look at all of this as well. So it's got to be hard to, you know, go online and post all these photos and then actually live your life and go out and see these people that do follow you, knowing that they've seen these kind of photos.
Yeah, well, I'm of the opinion that some kind of insidious mental illness has crept into society. And you see the way we have certain things, like, for example, we have like schizophrenia and blah, blah, blah. We're able to diagnose these conditions like Asperger's, etc., etc. I think that we haven't identified and named what it is that's afflicting people these days, because it's some kind of madness, some kind of sickness where somebody will post something and they literally have a bad day, a terrible day, if nobody liked or not enough people liked the picture, and they need it. It's like fuel for them when they wake up in the morning. You've got to see that you've got this, that and the other, and then you get going and then you go forward. I think that's poisoned.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So like with my YouTube, and obviously I do TikTok to promote my music and things like that. Whenever I post something, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, or I turn my internet off, and I just put it down because I know it's not something that I massively care about, because I always say I do it for myself. But I know it's always going to be something in the back of my mind. You go, oh, just check that video and see how it's done. So I don't. I'll just turn it off and I'll put it down for a few hours.
Have you never been infected for a certain amount of time? Because I admit I did.
When I first started posting, I was like, oh, well, let's just see. And obviously, your first few things that you put out there are never going to do well. And it's always that kind of like, downer on it. But I always say I've got quite a big ego, so I can like lift myself back up again. And I always like made the decision of, if I'm going to post something, and I do go out there and I pride myself on saying it's for me, I'm just going to turn it off. I'm not going to look at the views. I'm not going to look at the likes. I'm not going to look at anything. I'm just going to put it down. I'm not going to look at it unless there's reason for me to look at it, or else it will affect me.
What about yourself? Have you ever been...
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Tell us
I'm
about
going to TikTok. Oh, my video is too... Oh, can you see? It's 2 million views, 2 million, yeah. But this is like about my business. But yes, it doesn't pay my bills, isn't it? What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point if that's paid my bills? Wow, that's amazing, but it doesn't pay my bills. And same like these all the like perfect pictures and perfect videos, if they pay your bills, amazing, great job, but people doing this bullshit for free.
Well, it's not actually for free, because they are actually getting validation from it, aren't they?
No, yeah.
Like,
I think it's definitely something mental.
Yeah, definitely. The other day I was watching I'm collecting, you see, for this show, Instagram and TikTok bits and pieces. So I was collecting bits, and I saw there's a wall. I'm not sure if it was in Japan, but there's a wall where people put chewies. They've been chewing chewies and they put them all on this wall. So you got this wall, it's got chunks of different coloured chewy. It actually looks quite artistic. It's quite good. So next thing you know, some girl goes over, and she's a good looking girl as well. She goes over and she's got her hands in the back pockets of her jeans, and then she goes over and then starts biting and chewing these chewies that are stuck on the wall. Someone's filming it, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, how sick. What's going on?
Yeah.
They're doing this just for likes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think she got about 3 million views or something like that. But what the hell? What the hell? Absolutely terrible. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I understand the people doing this all, because I know very, like good paid business owners and influencers, and they do these stupid things to have more attract to the account. But then, from other hand, like, if you don't have a business under that all, I don't see any point to do that. Like, it's just like you embarrassing yourself. Yeah, you get these likes, but what the point? If like 2 million likes from all world, or 2 million like followers extra. Like...
Okay, so all of these likes and all of these validations, do you think that it's had an effect on relationships today?
I'd say yeah, I would, because obviously if you're posting a photo of yourself in a relationship,
Yeah.
and you're looking for other people's validation and not your partner's.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So do you think it's had an effect on your tolerance in that relationship?
I wouldn't say.
I'll give you an example. A long time ago, not that I was born in or around in the 1940s, but let's just talk about the 1940s. A woman was with a man. They would go through their relationship. They would have a problem. They talked about it. They'd fix the problem and they'd carry on. Because there was no one who was there to immediately replace the man or the woman. They used to meet people through family members or being in their community, in church or wherever their geographic location was. Nowadays, with the social media and with the likes, I would say it really mainly affects women, because men don't get anywhere near the likes. I mean, not being too big-headed here, but I've got a half-decent physique. If I put that on the internet, on any kind of platform, if I'm lucky on a good day, I'll get 6 likes. But a woman can put on just her face smiling and you'll get loads of like, beautiful, beautiful. So we don't get it anywhere near like the woman does.
Yeah.
So now, from what I've observed, it seems to me that there is so much availability for women that if they're in a relationship with someone, the slightest thing that goes wrong, they can just go and swipe and swipe and swipe. Left, right. They seem to be able to just go, because there's so many options available for women now. What do you think?
It's the same with the man. If there is quality, good man,
And I do agree with that,
he is
actually.
popular on Instagram or Facebook, look what
If the man's
what
popular,
like,
you say?
yeah, if he is popular, he's like some coach or something. Watch who is follow them. Only women. Maybe 1% is man. They're working with the women. And it's, if he fails in relationship, he knows there is like 1,000 women who gonna, like give up everything for them.
What do you think?
I agree with what you say. It does work both ways. Obviously with men and women. Obviously, I feel like women are more upfront, like very straight to the point about it with a man. But with men, it always starts off with like a conversation, they'll try and talk to you, and then it goes from there. Especially on social media, because they can see a photo and then they can message you going, "Hi, how are you?" and start a conversation. But with women, it's more direct. So obviously, it seems as women are more likely to message because they're straight to the point.
Okay, so you think that, shall we say, dating apps?
Yeah.
Would you say on dating apps that it's equal for both men and women? They both get enough opportunity and chances?
Depends.
On what?
Let's talk about.
Because I'll tell you something statistically, women only swipe right something around 9% of the time on these dating apps. And did you know, statistically also, 80% of men are unattractive and deemed ugly by women.
Statistics, whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, what's happening, like this is everything is so wrong.
I know it's wrong, but
because man cannot earn money enough to look after themselves, and there is like these crazy women as well, like they're really like not looking good and lazy, but they want a guy who earning 6 figures, because they're watching all the time YouTube and this TikTok where it's talking about value yourself.
well, that actually feeds
things
into my
like-
argument, because what I'm saying is, to see the modern woman these days, I've been out and I've done a few surveys and stuff, and like Anessa said, a lot of women say, I'm not going to give a guy the time of day unless he earns 6 figures. So a guy that earns 6 figures is, I think, 12% of
And
men
then we
on
talk
the whole planet,
And then we talk about the height.
right?
Yeah, so
The height's
the
6'3",
girl, like
6
the
foot.
perfect man for the girl is 6 foot,
Yeah,
dark, 6 figures,
yeah,
6 pack.
yeah. So if you get all of these figures and you
And then
extrapolate them all
he's
together,
nice, sweet, and la 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 la.
yeah.
So they
So you're
left
talking
with
10% of 10%.
2% of
Yeah,
population.
yeah.
And these guys is like they can have 10 women every single day.
Okay, so you're confirming the statistic where it says 10% of men are sleeping with 80% of the women.
I think
Because
the
the other
quality
guys-
man always gonna get more
Yeah.
than one woman.
So that's why I disagree with it being equal.
Yeah.
Because a woman can easily go out and have a hell of a lot more options. Just an example here, just an example.
Yeah, I know.
If I walk into a pub and I
100%.
put my hand up in the pub and say,
Yeah.
excuse me, okay, ladies, the music stops and said, if anyone would like to come home with me, please leave with me now. I guarantee you, nobody would leave. But an average girl could go to a pub and say, anyone who wants to come back to my house, come with me now. And I'm guaranteeing you there'll be 10 men. 10 men. So it's not equal, I would say.
Yeah, there is something totally so wrong, and there is like, do you know a childless and really miserable and lonely man after 40, like between 40 and 50? There is so many. It's like I don't want to lie how many percent, but there is a guys who didn't had sex for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
They're not able to even get,
Yeah.
and they're giving up, like, oh, whatever.
Well, yeah, they call it MGTOW, don't they now? Men going their own way.
And a lot of times, obviously, they're probably the nicest guys that you could meet, but just because they
I
are
know.
deemed as, unattractive or whatever.
Or another hand is they've been hurt by women, because I believe the good guys being destroyed by women and good women being destroyed by bad men.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question. I'll ask you second because you've got like quite a lot of experience in this field. But do you know what hypergamy is? Hypergamy.
I've heard of the word, I don't know the meaning.
It's sort of the makeup, the willingness, the desire, the need for a woman to date better or the same.
Yeah.
So, for example, if a woman is a certain status, she dates up or across higher, whereas men generally date down. Yeah. For example, guys are very visual creatures. I could be earning £1 million and I could drive into McDonald's one day and see an absolutely stunning looking woman and I'll date her.
I am agree with you.
But women generally tend to date upwards. Yeah.
Yes.
So, in this day and age in society, in the animal kingdom, the animal with the loudest bark, with the fiercest roar, with the best hunt yield would get the mate. Like the apes and thing, if the male can beat the other apes, then he's the one who's going to have all the women. For human beings, it's money. Yeah. So,
and not just the money, there is a look
Status.
and
Status as well.
Looks and
First and foremost,
this
money.
under here as well.
But first and foremost, money. Definitely. Definitely. But I'll come back to that now. So, if in the way the world is working today, companies are incentivized to hire women over men. Yeah.
Yes.
To fill a certain quota and stuff like that, yeah. Okay, so when you have these jobs hiring women, men aren't getting a look in. Men are quite reactive creatures. So men will see something and then we'll just go, okay, we'll roll with the punches and go along with it. So you'll see a lot of men doing things that actually help the infrastructure. For example, builders, people who work on the oil rigs, manual labour kind of thing. They're blue collar, do you call them? Blue collar jobs. But they don't pay as well as white collar jobs.
Yeah.
So these jobs are more preoccupied by women because not only is it less manual labour because women aren't really designed for that, but the women tend to have a higher education because they know that they're going to probably get that job because of the incentivizing companies, yes?
Yeah.
So basically, in a nutshell, what that means is the woman is going to earn more money than that guy. Yeah. Have you're married, did you say?
Married, yeah.
Yeah. Does your husband work?
Yes.
May I ask you who's the...
I earn more.
You earn more?
I earn more.
Okay. And how long have you guys been together?
We've been together for 7 years,
goddamn.
married a year and a half.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, well, you're definitely the exception, right? But from what I've seen, if a woman earns more than a man, this goes against the woman's hypergamous nature. She doesn't view that man as dating up. She starts seeing that guy as a little bit lower.
Yeah, see, with my relationship, it was a little bit different because it was a friend first,
Yeah.
relationship later kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was always, you already know me kind of deal. And obviously, people I dated previously, it was very much that aspect. It was the status thing of they had to be better.
Yeah.
And I didn't really, that didn't sit with me because, you know, if I had a goal in my head of what I wanted to achieve, I was going to achieve it.
Yeah.
And for me, a relationship isn't I'm better than you.
Yeah.
It's I want you to do as good as you can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So when in previous relationships I say, I want to do this and I want to do this, and I have to sort of ask permission from a partner, that wasn't something I was looking for. So then going from a friend to a relationship of, oh, maybe, so obviously I never started as a musician, but then I got in a comfortable relationship. Money was never an issue. And it was, oh, I kind of want to pursue my dream now. And it was the comfort of being able to be told, yes, you can pursue your dream. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
That was, okay, brilliant. You are aware that I'm going to make more money than you.
Yeah.
Totally fine as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, okay, it doesn't matter about status, it doesn't matter about money, because I've found my support system in a way.
Yeah. Okay, well, you are most definitely and certainly the exception.
Oh, yeah.
But have you noticed this trend? If a woman generally earns more than a guy, the relationship takes a header, usually. Richard, could you possibly pull up top 7 reasons for divorce, please?
It's in the archive. I'll just Google it.
Google, please. Thank you. Yeah, so we'll probably get a different site here, but I started looking at divorce statistics, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women these days. Women generally tend to earn higher than the average man, so I'm wondering if that would be the reason.
100%.
Yeah. So how would you go about fixing that? If you could have the power, what would you do? Bear in mind that you'll be hunted with automatic pistols if you say women should stop working. So how would you fix it apart from that?
Yeah. I don't know. Because it's one of those ones as well where if you don't approach it, for me, it's you've got to have that. You've got to be able to have that openness in that relationship to go, not how am I going to fix this? How are we going to fix this?
Yeah.
You know, it's being able to have that sit down conversation with no heat or arguments, or else, you know, is it a relationship or is it a competition?
Do you think though, with a woman, if a woman makes up in her mind that she's not attracted to this guy anymore, she doesn't even know? Because I'm finding a lot of the times women operate on emotions and feelings. A lot of the times they don't really know the reason why. And like, you know, Reddit. I've read a lot of Reddit, and for example, there was a guy, he was earning a lot, he put his wife through university, she got a job, she excelled, she got a lot of money, and she started being not attracted to the guy, but she couldn't put her finger on why it was. So
See, this is actually, I was talking about this the other day, this is actually a thing women make up in their minds that it's over in a relationship way before it actually is. I don't know if this is something that obviously you've ever been through, but in your mind, you know, oh, this relationship is over before it's over, and you don't know why, but you're looking for a reason to go, this is over. And it's happened to me a few times in relationships where I'm like, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore.
But you
But
didn't
I
know
need
the
to
reason.
find a reason why. I just don't want to. I just don't feel comfortable anymore in this relationship. I don't know why, but I'm looking for a way to get out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I am agree
Yeah.
with that. When you feel it's not working and you actually don't know even reason
Yeah.
why. Did you fell out of love? Is it something wrong? Is it what's going on? It's take a time to figure out,
Yeah.
and sometimes you never even figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
And the reason is, if you don't believe it, that's fine. But I believe there is an energy. Everything is energy. Every single thing is energy. So basically, what's happening, if man earns less money, even he don't even notice that, but his energy goes down. And when the man's energy goes down, women's energy goes up, and she can achieve even better. And because she goes in survival mood, because she see, oh, my man doesn't earn enough, so I need to try better for us to get in better life. But every time when she succeed, his energy go down. His energy go down. And when is this, like, man have low energy and women have high energy, it's impossible to be together. And then you questioning yourself, what's wrong here? It doesn't work the same way how used to be, because we've been equal, like energies was matching, and now he's here, she's here, and the energy is like, that's it.
Yeah.
And you can feel the energies, like if you walk out on the street, you will walk past the person and you will feel the energy straight away. If it's strong, or that person is a bit sad, or something is going on, you're gonna feel it. That is not magical. It's not nothing. Like, this is every day with us. We can feel the children's is not, something is wrong with the child.
But
You
once,
can feel it.
But once a woman gets like that, where she knows this relationship's over, and you said that sometimes they have to try and find an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility for that man to claw it back?
Yeah, of course. If they have open communication and they find the real reason.
Open
and
communication.
And if there is I strongly believe that women has to learn how to communicate what they need, what they're looking for, and communicate her feelings, not the fake ones, but real from the heart. What is going on? And go down to the man and talk to him about that. If he is kicking you, okay, that is over. But if he willing to save and keep the relationship, and maybe there is a possible way to keep it.
I think because
And
before,
this is me. What I really wanna help this everything, because I understand how it works. If women go back to the feminine energy, then man's that a masculine energy gonna go back up. So and then this is the way how to help. So basically, what I think, man cannot build the energy back if women gonna go just stronger and stronger and stronger,
Okay,
and earn
I'll hit on
more
that
and
in a
more
minute.
and more.
Okay, I'll hit on that in a second now. But about this divorce, can you press Control ++, please, see if we can get that a little bit bigger? Okay, couples stopping loving each other, a spouse being bad with money, the other party having personal problems, lack of love and affection, lack of sexual intercourse, lack of communication, addictions, abuse, money issues, cheating and adultery. See, abuse, cheating and adultery, they used to be the number ones. That used to be like pretty much the biggest reason why people would get divorces. But if you look at the list now, it's pretty much financial, and it's pretty much the woman becoming the man.
Yes, I am agree with that. I know I seen in my relationship because my serious last relationship failed because of that. But it's was more that when the man lose his energy and he lose the willingness to be the man of the family, the woman has to go in survival mode and she has to do everything it's gonna take to survive and look after the children's. And then man become a weaker and weaker, and then it start abuse as well, and there is sexless relationship and everything, because a man doesn't want any more sex with his wife or girlfriend because she's too strong and he feels so weak and he doesn't want her anymore, and they start cheating because he looking for his masculine energy outside the relationship, or he become really like abusive. Like there I see loads of abuse as well when man is feeling so weak and he losing masculine energy. He starts acting like animal because he wants to get back that energy in his body. What is going on? And he pointing to her, that is her fault.
Should a man cry?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, a
Yeah.
man should cry.
Yes.
But but there is a big problem.
What should a man cry for? What's allowed?
Anything.
What's allowed?
Anything.
So if I, for example, I am an absolute sucker for spaghetti bolognese. So if I go to the gym, if I eat something after the gym, that's when I feel great.
Yeah.
So if I go to the gym and I come back and I got stuck in traffic, so I head off to Iceland and it's closed. I can't have spaghetti bolognese. Can I cry?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
To be fair, I say cry for anything because sometimes when you're overloaded, when there's too much stress, and it'll just take that one little thing to break you, sometimes you just need to cry. Whether it's over spaghetti bolognese, I've cried over a packet of crisps before because it's like the last straw.
You've cried over a
Packet of crisps.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just because I had obviously things going on, and then it's like one thing after another, and the stress is building and building and building. And instead of letting it eat me up, I just cried because one final thing just broke me.
Yeah.
So I don't see any difference in a man crying to a woman crying, because at the end of the day, it's that unleash of stress. Surely there's crying is a better way than unleashing stress by then fighting or gambling or things like that.
Okay, so what about you? Do you think a man can cry?
We women and men are so different. Women is emotionals. We have hormones, and men normally like they don't cry. And if the man honestly start crying about this frustration, there is something wrong with his hormones, definitely.
So you
He
think
has
it's
to
some kind of...
he has to go check his hormones because there is something is going on.
Okay, so what's a man's role in a relationship? Let's say once you get to a serious boyfriend and girlfriend or marriage, what's a man's role? What is he supposed to do?
For me, I look for somebody to be not like somebody to talk to, like an emotional support. So when obviously I'm feeling a little bit emotional, I just want somebody to talk to about it. I want somebody to, to care for me, to be there for me. But I also look for somebody to be quite protective. So if there's days I'm feeling a bit vulnerable, I want to know that I've got somebody there who will support me through that while I'm in a vulnerable way. Because I know that obviously there will be days where some people are 10% in energy levels.
Yeah.
And you need somebody to be the extra percentage for you and protect you from everything else.
So support and...
Yeah, just overall support.
So if you're in bed and then you hear something downstairs and it's a guy...
Oh yeah, I'm like, get out of bed, yeah.
Okay, so your husband has to go and take care of that, yeah. Okay. What's a man supposed to do in a relationship?
Oh, you're gonna kill me. a man reason to hear is to be a man. He's a provider, 100% provider. And if man cannot provide and everything goes wrong, the man lose his masculine energy. And when he loses his masculine energy, his woman becomes stronger, and that is over.
Okay.
Game over.
Well, the guy is supposed to.
Provider. I'm not talking about just the money. It is about the safety.
Yeah.
It is of the peace. Like provides the peace.
Yeah, like what you
what
said,
we
support as well.
talk about.
Yeah.
The safety, peace, and what was else? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, do you know what happens?
A listener. Man has to be the best listener.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to say
100%.
anything back.
Guys,
Just
guys,
listen.
okay, hold on. I go out to work, yeah? I work hard, I make serious business decisions. I'm dealing with everybody's dramas, and it's all on me. And I've got to do all of this stuff and then come home. And then I've got to hear yours as well. Can you give me a
need
little...
to work on it.
Just a little...
You definitely need to work on it because there is something wrong.
Yeah, I saw, it was actually on TikTok, I saw a thing the other day, a woman was making a video and she said one of the reasons why a past relationship didn't work is because when she went to her man just to talk, he was trying to find solutions and she didn't want solutions,
Yes,
she wanted a
exactly.
listener.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to just listen and just say,
Okay,
yes,
that's
baby,
fine.
yes,
Okay.
baby, okay, don't worry, we're gonna sort it out.
Yeah.
Everything gonna be fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
You're in a safe place. That's it, what he has to do.
This does,
Listen.
as long as you understand that, this does go against our programming because we by nature are problem solvers. Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll offer you suggestions how to get this sorted. We're not generally like agony ants to sit there, although we'll do it. But do you know what happens to a woman inside when she sees her husband crying? Because do you agree that women say they want something, but they don't actually really want that?
Oh my God!
yeah,
For
yeah.
me, it's most beautiful moments when I see. I've been on the date and there was a really masculine man and he has like strong business and everything. And sometimes when I talk about the topics like really like painful topics I've been going through, he was sitting next to me and honestly crying, and I thought, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Beautiful.
No,
Yeah,
yes, it's so beautiful. But he wasn't like, oh, my life is over. No, not in this way. He was like, just, I feel emotional. This is so bad. How did you get through that? For me, I don't understand. For me, I would die in your situation.
I would argue that a woman generally says a lot of things, but when she gets it, it's not exactly what you wanted. We understand that?
Yeah.
So, when a woman wants a guy that's emotional and can cry,
That is.
when it actually happens, something inside that woman dies. Some kind of respect dies for that man inside her.
That depends of why he cries.
Yeah,
and
no,
what
I do
way
agree,
how
yeah.
he cries.
But I could
If
cry
you
for no
cry like a
spaghetti bolognese,
baby,
can't
Yeah.
I? So if I cried for
See-
no spaghetti
See,
bolognese,
for that,
Yeah,
if that was my partner and he started crying over spaghetti bolognese,
it would
because
be
of
funny.
the it would be funny and I would laugh, but at the same time I would also kind of be like,
would you have confidence sending him downstairs to tackle the intruder?
yeah, because
If he cried just before about spaghetti bolognese?
because it's still the fact of, yes, he cried over spaghetti, whatever. he's stressed and he's emotional, but I know deep down that he can still protect me when he needs to.
Okay. Okay, and about the thing about men and their masculinity, and they lose it, and women go into beast mode, yeah, and get bigger and better. Do you know why that is? What's happening?
No.
No? Okay. You know when there's no father in the house, boys in particular have quite a rough time.
Yeah, I am
Because
agree.
Yeah.
This
there's two halves.
everything
There's
like
two halves. The mother
Yeah.
is emotional,
Yeah.
and the father's rational and logical.
Yeah.
So if there's a problem and the boy gets really emotional, like the mother would generally say something along the lines of,
You are man. You can.
"You're okay to cry. It's okay. It's all right. Everyone's got feelings."
Alright.
Yeah.
This is what mothers generally say. Whereas a dad would smack you upside the head and say, "Man up, deal with it, roll with the punches." Yeah. So this makes the man curb his emotions,
Yeah.
control them. And do you know what happens when a man doesn't control his emotions?
Well, obviously, it'll turn to other things.
He goes to jail.
And another thing is, this is what I truly believe. All of us, we are here to learn how to control our emotions, because our emotions basically destroy everything.
Please don't say anything about emotional intelligence.
And this is true. Everyone have to learn this, honestly, and we have to learn how to manage our emotions. If you getting emotional and angry, you have to know the way how you can calm yourself down.
Okay, so there's
But
two
no
things that
one
can
is
happen there.
teaching that in a school.
It's not so well. The schools really have been feminized to hell. You're not allowed to be. Well,
Yeah.
when you're younger, you could have an altercation with somebody, and it'll result in a detention. You go and stand over there, and you do whatever. You shake hands, and it's done. Now, for any kind of physical offence, you're pretty much kicked out of school and
Yeah.
everything. They don't tolerate it. But let's go back to this emotional male thing for a second. You have men who don't have a father figure in their lives, and they're being raised well. It's hard to be a single mother. I appreciate that, and I know that, seeing it firsthand.
Yeah.
But they're teaching men how to be emotional, not to be strong. They're teaching men how to pretty much bend over backwards for a woman. Yeah. So when men do this kind of thing, what that does is it creates weaker men. They're not the men of the 1940s, the 1920s. The man was the head of the household. I'm not talking about this in a misogynistic sense. I'm talking in a way where the mother supports you, the father disciplines you. I don't know if you've experienced it yourself, but have you seen in, let's say, for example, a general nuclear family, mother and father, 2 children, they'll be naughty around the mother. And then when the dad comes home, what do the kids do?
Yeah, they start behaving again.
They start behaving again. So can you imagine what it'll be like if the father wasn't there? It either goes in 2 ways. They have too much emotions, they can't control them, they lash out, they end up in prison. And just by chance, 90% of inmates are raised by single mothers. Single mother households are the reason why jails are pretty much full, because they don't have a father figure in their life to give them discipline to help them maintain that control. The other side of the coin is they'll end up being a simp. You know what a simp is?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just out of interest, can you explain to us what a simp is?
It's like, so say for example, easiest way I can explain it is a celebrity that you really like, and it's sort of like, it's very similar to sort of like an obsession of that person. It's like you attach yourself sort of to them, and everything that they do, you need to know everything about it. And obviously made easy nowadays with social media, but it's very similar to that form of obsession. And you know, I think I've actually, you know, firsthand seen that kind of thing recently, because social media is so makes it so
Obsession
possible.
about what?
It's so of a person.
Okay, so that's a very complex.
Yeah.
That's a complex one. But if I want to simplify it, what I'd say is I'll bend over backwards and do whatever you want to make sure that you're okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say that I've got quite a few good ways about me, but I'm going to throw my hands up and say back in the day, I was a simp. I'm not anymore. I learned. Yeah, there has to be a balance. But beforehand, I was thinking, the more I do, the more I make you happy, the more you'll like me.
They always say when you do more and the other person doesn't appreciate.
Yeah.
Not do more, but stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
don't give that person more that she's not seeing that already.
Yeah. And that's the other side of the coin.
And
so
then
you've got
that is like this. Can you imagine you giving something that person doesn't need? She is like like cannot breathe anymore if you're giving something she doesn't need. And there is like communication. Come on, explain yourself what you need exactly, because it might be you are so stubborn and thinking, no, in this way I have to give what I think she needs, but actually she needs something else, and she maybe don't communicate, don't tell what she really need, or if she said, you wouldn't even understand because you thought this is the right way how to do it. And this is like,
But
you
the
have to
point
learn
the point I
yourself.
was getting at with that is that
Yeah.
like the other way is you are completely opposite. So you're doing absolutely everything for that
Rebel.
person, and the person ends up not really liking you because you're giving them everything. You're no longer exciting anymore. You don't present a challenge. You know, so all the men, if not most of the men, and an increasing number of men, have been raised without a father figure in their life. So we're getting a lot of simps, and then we're getting the criminals who are not actually here because they're in jail. So when this guy who's a simp grows up and then he meets a woman, the relationship can only really go that way. What you said earlier on before about the masculinity going down, and then the woman's going into beast mode, working hard, getting everything done, because the guy isn't living up to the expectations of what a man should really be, or a man was in yesterday, yeah? And then this is what's giving rise to the divorce rates, for the people saying, I just fell out of love, because I think that a woman wants a masculine man. I'm not talking about a man that's going to raise his hands
There
at
is
women.
not 100%. There is a lot of masculine women who is looking for this, seems how you said, who gonna bend over and do everything what they want.
Sorry,
They
clarify.
wanna they wanna do. They
There
wanna
are women-
live in this way, and I seen a lot.
Sorry,
a lot.
there, just to clarify, you're saying there's a lot of women
Yeah.
who want to find a
Yes.
strong masculine man.
No. There
this
loads
form of
of
the sim.
strong masculine
Yeah,
women wants
okay.
to find
Yeah, no,
a feminine man
I
who
do
gonna
agree
do
with
that.
I agree with that. I feel like I kind of fit into that category without offending my husband, because obviously I grew up in a single parent household, and from that I struggled a lot with emotion.
Yeah.
So I wanted somebody who was emotionally available because I didn't have that growing up. So I strive to look for that in every relationship that I found. I said straight off the bat, I want somebody who's emotionally available to listen to me, because I never had that growing up. And so I feel like I kind of fit into that category of, I was very much and have always been that very strong woman. And it's true that a lot of men can't handle that. When I got into relationships, they could not handle having a strong woman being, I want to do what I kind of want, kind of thing, and I don't want you to hold me back, because that's what it feels like.
Did you set the way for you both, or were you just, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, you can come along for the ride if you want, or were you saying, we're doing this, we're going here?
For me, it was always kind of like, in previous relationships, it was straight to the point. If I had something that I needed to say, it was, we need to talk about this. I have something I want to get off my chest, and if you can't meet that, this relationship's done. I was very straight to the point.
Wow.
I was very straight to the point because I knew what I needed in a man, and I knew that I needed somebody to be able to listen and to respect what I was looking for. So I was very straight to the point with every single relationship that I had of, look, if I need to talk about something, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be straight to the point, I'm not going to mess around, I'm not going to beat around the bush. And if that's not something for you, then I'm sorry, but this can't go on any further, because there's no point dragging it out and then us both getting hurt in the long run.
Yeah. And you? Would you say that you were masculine or quite
I
feminine.
used to be masculine. In last relationship, my last long relationship, I become a man. Honestly, with the balls, I could do everything. I didn't
With
ask
the
any
balls.
help or anything like that. And I suffered a lot. And then, I don't know when I understand this doesn't make me happy. So I want to become a woman again. And this was my decision. Start working on my feminine energy, on my emotions, on my all these things. And this why I want to speak with that, because I see there is a wrong. That's fine how you want to live your life.
Yeah.
If you want to live your life and you are happy and he is happy, that's absolutely fine. This is how loads of people living and they are happy. And I seen this relationship and everything is fine. Myself, I'm not that kinda. I always want a masculine man.
I think that's
And-
inevitable.
Wow.
I think it comes full circle, because a woman being masculine, it's not really masculine, because at the end of the day, they're females. It's pseudo masculinity.
But do you know what is? Do you even know what's mean masculine energy?
Duh. Yes. Yes.
Masculine energy is when women is working in the energies what's called survival mode.
No.
She
Masculine
needs-
energy has nothing to do with women whatsoever.
Survival mode, that is number one of masculine energy. Survival mode.
Exhibited by a woman.
Women has to look after the children, and if they are single, that's the masculine energy goes up. Survival mode, when you fighting in your life,
I understand.
that's man has to do it, not women. Women is completely different. They go for flow. They are light. They are like whatever, like zoom.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual couples and let's extrapolate that out to a bigger scale. You say that women, single women, get into their masculine energy.
Yeah, they have to.
Of course,
To
they
survive.
have to survive.
They have to
I understand
do
that.
it.
I understand
to
that.
survive.
Okay.
And they fighting. Do you see them women with the 2, 3, 4 children going like this? They are even shaking.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
go in a shop and looking at the children. Stop it! No! Stop! Sit!
Yeah, I get
Stand
it.
up!
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Walk!
it. Yeah.
Walk back! Like like a general.
Yeah.
Like. Ooh.
But this is again like what you just said for survival. So it's a must. It's an essential. It has to happen. Yes.
And
But
that's
let's
a
talk
normal
about it in
thing, yeah.
relationships. In relationships, I think that if a woman is masculine in a relationship, she meets a certain type of man that will put up with that masculinity, that feels comfortable. Okay, I'm going to call it pseudo masculinity, so we know who I'm talking about. Okay, so you'll find a man that will tolerate that pseudo masculinity because he's a product of the modern environment.
Yeah.
Open doors for women, bend over backwards for women, be a gentleman, turn the other cheek if a woman slaps you, don't insult them, and blah blah blah. I'm not saying that he should do the opposite, but I'm just illustrating how demasculated a man is these days, yeah, as opposed to yesterday. So the man will pretty much put up with that. But what I have seen is that when a woman is very masculine, in the presence of a true masculine man, she becomes female.
Yes, exactly. You singing to my ears. That's perfect what you said.
Yeah.
That's what is happening. If masculine woman, like for example, I'm gonna draw the picture. Like she's business owner, she earns 6 figures, and she's single, and she's so powerful. She works in her masculine energy. She creating, working, like bossing everything, and she meet a guy who is higher than her, and he's like pure masculine. She gonna become a kitten.
Yeah.
She gonna be like,
Yeah.
Yes,
she won't feel
my
the need.
boss.
Yeah, she won't feel the need.
Yes.
It'll never
and then
even-
she will not need this.
No.
And then yes, she gonna be masculine in her company, but when she gonna meet her guy, she become a kitten.
Yeah.
And he never ever gonna allow her to go in masculine energy. Never
Yeah,
ever.
because he's always going to be like here, I'm
Yes.
the man.
Yes.
And that guy who she becomes feminine for, I guarantee you,
Yes.
the guy did not cry when he didn't get spaghetti.
But
He didn't.
he can cry about something beautiful,
Like
about
a loss
some
of a family member.
like losing family member, or something is going on with the child, or
Yes,
or
something
even
like that.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
see guys cry in a beautiful movie,
Yeah.
and that is beautiful because I
Whoa,
can see
whoa. Sorry, I
like,
just said
like
yeah.
a beautiful movie.
Whoa,
yeah, I see the guys
whoa.
cry in beautiful.
And you thought this was
movie.
good?
I think so. He shows that there is emotion.
I like that.
And if that movie is so amazing and it's really touch your feeling, I think it's not like crying.
Oh yeah, just
It's
like
just
okay,
one
okay, then
tear,
okay,
one
if you
tear.
wouldn't cry during an emotional movie,
Yeah.
so for example, when I got married, I said, if you don't cry, I'm walking away because I want to see emotion. I want to, and it wasn't a cry because sad. It was I wanted to see that happiness of
Yeah, I
this
understand.
day has
Yeah.
finally come.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like sobbing.
I think my perfect wedding would be my man waiting, me crying.
Have you guys seen a
Oh
film
my
called
god,
Hachiko?
that's what would
No.
be
About
so
the Japanese
beautiful.
dog?
No. Oh,
No.
yes, I have actually. The dog, yeah.
Can you tell me anything about it? Make sure we're on about the same film.
The dog waiting by the train. Is it that one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember before when I told you that I was a simp? Not now, but before. I may have teared up. Well, I didn't cry.
That's a sad film, though.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, like
but
Marley
a
and
tear
me.
came down, but I didn't like make any noises or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just a tear. To be honest with you, I could actually have had something in my eyes, see in my hair. It's possible, but I don't think.
I don't see anything wrong with crying for a film because, it's true emotion. I don't really see anything wrong with it, especially as obviously if it's full on sobbing, then it's
Yeah,
But
there's some
all
kind of
the
malfunction,
time,
something's happened.
I am agree that guys being trained to not to cry. Like if they grow in a full family with the mom and dad is very plays in a masculine, like not plays but works in masculine energy, and then the boys will not to cry. They're not allowed to cry. They're not allowed to cry. They think if they're gonna show emotion, they lose the game.
Yeah.
They straight away lose the game.
Yeah, but surely that's so damaging.
It
As-
is
as a
damaging.
child,
and then
there's-
it is damaging. That's why men kill themselves because they cannot produce that emotion.
Do you know what?
Because emotions
Men have got no spaces. Men have got nowhere to go to.
Come on, go
No.
to the psychotherapist.
No,
Go do
no,
exactly.
Yeah, because I've had this conversation before. For males, therapy can be seen as a very unmasculating
Yes,
thing.
yeah. But there is one place that men can go to and talk. And we get that fix, we get that healing, we get that release.
Ooh, which place?
Our friends,
Yeah.
other men.
Eve.
Never a woman.
Eve.
Never a woman. Never a woman. The woman doesn't realise. The woman does not realise. But you cry in front of a woman. That woman doesn't realise. She'll look at you and she'll comfort you and she'll love you. But there's something deep inside that woman's psyche that changes. There's something that dies when she sees her man cry. Something.
No, I am agree with that what you say, but it depends why he
Yes,
cries.
with the obvious exception of family members and children and things like that, of course. Yeah.
And then I seen, and I am agree with that because I've been married and ex-husband. Every time he did the same mistake over and over and over and over again, and every time after I said I'm broken up with you, he sits next to me and cry, and I couldn't understand why do you cry over the same thing you keep doing because you want to do this, and then you're sitting next to me and crying? What's the point? And this crying is really stupid.
Yeah, but you understood that he was crying because of regret, yes?
But how you can do
but there was still no
100
respect.
times the same thing? This is like deeply disrespect me to do this thing, and then you're sitting and crying. This is like an
this is fine. This is bolstering my arguments. This is what I mean. You're seeing man cry. You understand that he's crying because he's emotional, because he regrets what he does, but you still don't respect him for it.
No, but he didn't respect me as well.
Of course, yeah.
In the action.
It didn't help. You see,
Yeah.
and it made
So
things worse. The fact that he's
when
crying.
he felt like I can't do anything, so his emotions come out.
Yeah.
And this is wrong. This is wrong reason to cry. You have to sort out your problem, not sitting and crying.
Yeah.
Kids do that. When they cannot do anything, they start crying. Sort out the thing.
Okay.
And it's not about emotion. It is about he didn't want to sort out the problem, and that's why he started crying.
Okay. Okay, let's rein it back in and go a little bit more light-hearted. Let's talk about stories and old experiences.
Ooh.
Back in the day, old relationships gone. Have you ever flirted with someone and messed up big time?
Yes.
It went totally wrong. That was quick. Okay.
Yes.
Come on, tell us about it, please.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm sorry. It wasn't you. So I obviously I did a music course in college, and it was sort of I had just moved out of my home. My home was quite a toxic household, so I'd moved out of that, and it was my first real taste of freedom.
Yeah.
So I was being a little bit going a little bit overboard because it was my first time that I could actually...
Yeah, full of zeal.
Yeah, I was full of energy. I was I was ready to, go out and drink and all this stuff. And started drinking, started flirting. And then I was like, oh no, this is a terrible idea. I don't actually want anything to happen here. I sent a message to the guy and I said, look, one time thing, really sorry. Just want to stay friends. I said, yep, completely understood. A few days later, I got a message from his girlfriend, which I didn't know he had.
Damn.
And obviously, I explained to her everything that went on. I was completely truthful with her because she didn't know that I knew. She was looking for answers, basically. She didn't know that.
Would it not be easy just to go like, oh God?
See, yes, but
or
I
was
also
it like a
felt
sister thing? Like
I felt a little bit guilty because I didn't know about her, and I felt guilty because,
Of course, yeah.
I've gone behind somebody's back without knowing it, and I wanted to tell her the truth.
Yeah.
So I did. I told her the truth. I told her what happened, and when it was just me and her, completely fine. He then joined the conversation and things turned sour.
And you were the bad guy.
I was the bad guy, and I still am the bad guy to this day while they are still together.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that he's then gone on and cheated with multiple other women, and she is still with him. But my conscience feels better because I know that I told her the truth, whether she believes me or not.
Yeah, okay.
Where to start? Do you mean I had some affair with the man who has a...
No, maybe, have you ever flirted with a man? Tried to get a guy, flirted with him, and it's just gone horribly wrong? And you'd have thought like, oh, it didn't work.
Oh yeah, I remember when I came to UK, so I worked in the factory, and I thought, oh my God, this guy looks amazing. And we had a chat, and I started flirting. I even asked,
what did he look like? Why was he amazing looking? What did he...
I don't know. He was just looking amazing. I don't know. I can't explain. I don't even remember how he looked, but I try to remember because probably he was my type, in way. So, and he was very nice and funny and la la la. And then I'm like, oh, this is the time. I asked my friend, I want to give him my number so he can call me. And yeah, and then I remember he was texting me on Facebook or something, and it was so horrible, wrong. And I was like, oh my God, why did I done it? Why did I done it? Yeah, it was
And you had to
crazy.
continue work there?
What?
You had to carry on working there?
I don't remember if I see him or I was doing some overtime in different shift and I didn't actually need to work together with him. I don't know how end up that, but yeah.
Have you ever done something so bad that you wish you could undo it?
I don't know if I'd say undo it.
You wouldn't undo it?
No, because the way I was sort of like brought up was if you make a mistake, you own up to it and you just ride with it. It makes you who you are. So I wouldn't say I would ever take it back, but I definitely wouldn't want to relive it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 100%.
I'd like to know about that.
Oh dear. Sorry. I had gone through a bit of a, I wouldn't say messy breakup. From my end, I thought everything was okay. Broke up. I explained my point of view. I said, look, I think we need to end it, because I was going through a lot of like mental health issues, and I said, look, I just don't feel confident being in a relationship right now while I'm dealing with my own personal issues. To which he understood. But then he turned aggressive, threatening, and I was like, I don't appreciate it, because obviously you're already going through a lot of things in your head. You're like, well, I don't really need this.
And you're masculine as well, and you can have it and all that.
Yeah, but see, at that time I wasn't. I was very closed off.
Yeah.
Because of a lot of issues that I'd been going through, I was very closed off, and I feel like a lot of those issues kind of made me this kind of big, energy person.
Yeah.
But at that time, no, I was very closed off, and I didn't want to go back at this conversation, and so I let him shout at me all the time, and I just stood there until the point where I couldn't handle it anymore, and I'd walk away. Until things get a little bit too much, and I threatened him. This was a public place, bearing in mind, so we went out public place. It was my now husband's gig. His band were playing, so there was a few drinks going on, and in a public place, he then started calling me out for dancing with a bloke.
And he was playing, was he?
He was just there. So obviously he was on the same course as us and all that lot. He called me out for dancing with a bloke, not flirtingly, just dancing. But because I was dancing with a bloke, that made me a slut, that made me a whore, that made me all the names under the sun. And that annoyed me. It didn't upset me, it just pissed me off. So what I did that night to get back at him was I got with the lead singer of that band for one night, and
I don't know how to do it like.
And then we told him about it.
Damn, I don't want to piss you off, Damn.
Yeah, so it was terrible experience, but I would never take any of that back. Yeah. Because.
Is it a case of you wouldn't take it back, but you wish you hadn't have done it?
I wish I hadn't have done it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take it back.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because that led to obviously everything kind of happens for a reason. It's like those building blocks. And I probably wouldn't be where I am now with my husband without all of that happening. Because while all this was going on, and I was quite upset, and, because you do think, oh my God, I've made a mistake. I've made a really, really big mistake. My now husband was the person I went to talk about all of this.
Okay, so you were friends then as well?
We were friends, yeah. He was a terrible influence on me because he was encouraging. So, we were friends, and, I was angry. And then after the anger had settled, it was done something I shouldn't do. I now have to see this guy every single day while I go to college, and it's going to be awkward, and luckily it wasn't. But in your head, you make things out to be a lot bigger than what they are, and it was a big issue. It was a big issue when my ex-boyfriend found out. Because that just made the anger worse. But in my head, I
Didn't
didn't
last
care.
long after that then? Broke up, that was the breakup, was there?
Yeah, so it was a one-off kind of thing. It was, for me, it was purely revenge. And looking back on it now, it was petty.
Yeah,
But I was so angry at that point of view because, like, he was getting angrier and angrier, and I was quiet and timid about it all. So all of that had built up,
Yeah.
and I was like, I just want to get revenge on him now.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, I'm like,
yeah.
probably
Feed the
made
monster.
things way worse.
Yeah.
But
And you?
To be honest, I don't regret anything I done.
She looks like that,
I'm
doesn't she?
not.
Yeah.
I'm not anything that I could say I am ashamed or did so wrong. I never been probably like. I didn't even revenge anyone.
You never got revenge on anyone?
No,
Have you ever been cheated on?
me cheated on someone else.
No, has a man ever cheated?
A man cheated on me. I don't know about that.
Okay, so basically, yeah. Okay, so no, you don't. know about it.
I don't know if my partner, like my ex-partner's been cheating on me or not.
So
I've been only saying what is a horrible, crazy experience, but with the best outcome that I had the affair with the married man. And first 6 months I was seeing someone. I didn't even know he's married.
Okay. So you didn't know.
And yes, when I found out he's married, I couldn't walk away because he was promising me that this is like he's not together. And then 4 weeks later, I found out I'm pregnant with his child when the situation flipped over and I've been blamed that I'm selfish, I wanted to get pregnant, and I wanted this child, and that's why, and this why, and yeah, so this was so horrible, and there was like so mentally so hard, and I was horrible in that time because that was my survival mood. And this is normal. People have to understand when you've been in this, like in this situation, you cannot be normal. Come on. It is impossible. If I understand there is a load of things we humans cannot handle, and I couldn't handle this situation. Pregnancy, stay alone with no father, and there is like, he's actually married. He actually have relationship. I didn't even know about it.
Is that who he was living with?
No. My little boy's father.
But I mean, was he?
And
Living...
that's why I said it is the best outcome ever.
Yeah.
So my little boy is he's a pure love. And I said to someone, I would go twice harder to have him in my life. I am blessed that he's in my life. I feel so blessed. Okay. And then was a load of things. There was a load of things what I did, but at the end of the day, I'm not regretting anything because I needed to survive that. And I need to do everything what's take to me, like get back in normal. And I was, I did like crazy things. Like I was following him. I was watching what time he comes home and things like that.
Go through his phone?
What?
Could you get through his phone?
No.
Was he too good?
He went through my phone.
How did he do that?
Because
he asked you, or he said, "Give me the code."
No. Was other thing like my phone died and he didn't have the same charger as me, so I log in on my Facebook on his phone, and I forgot to log out. So he went through all my Facebook
Yeah.
and he see everything.
What did he see?
Oh, what I done?
What you
There was
done?
like what I done. So basically, what he found, there was I was talking to someone online on Facebook with a guy, and he was living in that time in Italy, and the situation gets so hard. Basically, what's happened? My boy was around 1 year old, and I found out that his wife have a baby, like probably 4 months younger than my boy.
Oh.
So basically, I was pregnant and she was pregnant at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he asked me to do abortion, but at the same
Wow.
time, his
Wow.
wife was pregnant. So, and then, I was so deep in love, so I let him to control me in a way. And all the situation, he was coming to see me, he was coming to see his child, and I was sending that guy my pictures, and then he found out that I was actually went to see him. To the Italy online. I never met him in life, and I went to Italy because I found out he has another child when he asked me to do abortion. But we wasn't in that time together. So we was together, but we wasn't. Like it was like basically something, let's say, we had just the sex, but we probably called the love in that time. But he was like, had another relationship, so I was like, okay. But at the end of the day, nothing happened between me and him because I couldn't. I was on so bad period that I couldn't do anything. And I didn't do anything else. So.
Wow.
So I said to him, if you went through this, all the messages, why you didn't read the message we didn't have the sex?
Yeah.
I said, why you missed that part?
For a man, cheating for a man and cheating for a woman are different. Are you aware?
I think it's for women it's more like emotional, and for men it's just physical. It's something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not agree.
Well,
that
do you know
is
what?
not
See, that's just what
always
I've
like.
That's just what I've heard.
Well, I'm definitely an advocate of saying that cheating for a man, sorry to be vulgar, but if a man wants to cheat, I've got a wife, I love my wife, I go to bed with her, she lives in my home, I'll cook for her, she'll cook for me, we're together. If I cheat and I go out, it's a case of I slipped, I fell and it went in, and I can pull it out again and I'll go back home. That's it, it's a wham bam, thank you ma'am, gone. But we men tend to think that when a woman cheats, it's emotional. She doesn't just let some perfect stranger inside. She has to vet this guy, she has to grow a little bit closer. So there's a bond that begins to grow, and then intertwining, like the mind, the heart, and more insidious than that, the woman has to sit there and think about this man. So she could sit there with me, watching a film, and I'm thinking she's watching the film, and really she's thinking about that guy. And this is what destroys us as men. But I'm thinking that that's
No.
all changed now. What do you think?
It is changed
I think
because
it's changed now.
women is do only sex as well.
Yeah,
If the man is not like do any job for
Okay,
her,
call me.
and she want just one night stand and
Okay,
and then
call
she
me
doesn't need emotional.
Call me naive,
She-
right? But I'm sorry, but I'm not really equipped with your part, so I can't really talk. For a man to have sex, we have sex, it feels great, we orgasm, and that's what men do. They say that we think with two heads.
Yeah.
So we'll just go there, bam, 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 done, we feel great, we get off. I think the emotional part of the woman is because it doesn't function like that for a woman. A woman doesn't necessarily orgasm as quickly or as easily as a man. So if a woman goes out and has a one-night stand with a guy and doesn't finish, is that not frustrating? Is it worth doing?
No, but it's not worth. So, like you said, obviously, woman goes out, she doesn't finish. It's not frustrating. It's disappointing, is what it is, and just plain and simple disappointing. Because when you go for a one night stand, when you're doing it as a distraction, it's obviously probably the same with men. You want to forget about something. That's kind of why you
Really?
Yeah, that. You know,
Modern day, I understand. I can see
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it's definitely
So
changed. Like, but I
it's-
didn't realise that much.
yeah, it's a distraction. But from the female point of view, it can be hard to get that distraction because you're not getting to where you want to get to. Basically,
yeah.
it's you're so hard, like concentrating on the whole thing of like, this is boring. This isn't actually pleasuring at all. You're not thinking about the man. You're more thinking about how I'm bored. I want to leave.
Yeah. Does it not? Because obviously there's a lot of like you just said, thought involved in it as well. But doesn't the seedy, naughty nature of what's going on, doesn't that heighten a little bit, make it a bit easier?
For me, it all depends on, like the situation and the surroundings and things like that. If it's like a dingy room in the back, it's not that pleasing to really think about. But it could have nothing to do with the person, but say they act a little bit more respectful, a little bit more courteous, take their time.
Yeah.
It's not the person, it's the acts of doing it. If they take their time and they ask you, what do you like, what do you prefer, that's the pleasing more part to me, because they're actually taking notice of what I need.
Yes, yeah.
It's not about how attractive the person is, it's how attentive they are.
Yes, okay. What about you? Do you think it's changed now?
It's
women can just
different.
go out and go and get it?
There is a many different reasons why women cheat. The first one, it's no emotional connection with the man at home. He doesn't listen her. Oh, he has a business and la la la, that he doesn't want to listen. Always looking for solutions. She felt alone. She don't get attention, and she wants that emotional touch with someone else, and she going to cheat because she wanna feel loved. But there is other things like they don't have a year's sex in the relationship, and she's so horny that she understand, I want to stay with this guy, and I don't need emotional attraction from.
There's a reason for that, because this never happens. A man and a woman together for 1 year and no sex, and it's because of the man. This doesn't happen.
It is happening.
There must be some huge problem then.
There is a happening these things as well. It is happening all. There's loads of things happening.
Can you give me an example about how a situation like that could happen and it's the man's fault?
I seen a relationship where man's hormones, something is wrong with the man's hormones, and he doesn't want a sex. Honestly, he can go, like, my example is, I have 3 brothers, and I have oldest stepsister, and when my dad was young, he never wanted sex. He never.
When he was young?
When again, they had probably sex once a year, and then my mom felt pregnant. So my dad really didn't want a sex. Like, he didn't care about sex. He wanted, go to the motorbikes, fixing cars, go out, drink with the guys, have fun. He never ever been like sexual person.
So
and I
sometimes
seen
it's
it.
not hormonal though, is it? It's mental.
I think no, it's hormonal. It's hormonal because there is something. I think the man has to go and check his
testosterone levels.
Yeah. It's something wrong. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah,
normally.
definitely, especially if he's young.
Yeah,
because that's what I'm saying. Even when the man is young, forget about when he's young. Even when he's 40, And it's coming down.
Yeah, it is
but
coming
he still
down.
wants to have sex because that's what men do. If a man doesn't want to have sex with his wife, there is something seriously wrong.
And
if it's not hormonal, there's something wrong with that whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's why, in most cases, I would say an overwhelming amount, it's the woman that doesn't want to have sex with the man.
Yeah, and
she uses that also as a weapon as well.
Yeah, so there is loads of different situations, but most importantly, there is a lot of relationship where a man reject a woman, and she is so horny, and she has to, and she understand, I want to stay with my husband because he's mentally, emotionally support me and protecting his provider, but we have no sexual life, and she has to go and get it somewhere else.
So you're married, you have a husband.
Yeah.
You're married, you have a husband.
Yeah.
How long does the husband not give you sex for before you cheat?
Ooh.
It's 1 month acceptable.
Oh, 1 month
we're
is
talking
nothing.
1 month.
1 month
No,
is
but
nothing.
we're talking like 30 lots of 24 hours with no sex.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's fine.
6
fine.
months.
No, 6 months is too much. But I want to go back to the situation where my man is going, like, for example, business trip, and he's 6 months away, and I have to wait him for 6 months.
Of course.
And then I will be like.
Okay.
And I will find a solution for that situation. There is a lot of things we can do online these days.
Good stuff. Okay.
Amazing. We have cameras and let's toys.
Reel it back because we're going to close up shop just soon, I see. The situation is you're at home, you live together, okay?
Yeah.
No business trips, no way, no online.
Yeah.
You're at home, you live together. And communication seems to be okay, but there's just no sex. And every time you try and instigate the sex, there's something that happens and it doesn't work. So it's been 6 months, a year.
Oh no.
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 Not a year, no.
If it's gonna be longer than 1 month, I will ask what is going on.
Yeah, see,
I will ask what is going on, because I will tell straight.
Yeah.
I need a sex. That's it.
Yeah.
If you cannot provide me sex, then what you can provide?
Yeah. The first solution should never be cheating.
Yeah.
It
It's
should always
talking
be
what is
like,
going on.
what is happening?
Yeah, what is happening with us? And then if he's like, everything is fine, playing cool, I'm fine, I'm just busy, my work, my this, or, and then I trying like being sexy, and he's just pushing me away.
Trying like
let me watch the movie. What you doing?
What do you mean trying?
What?
What do you mean trying?
Like being
To dress up
nice.
and...
Yeah. And he still pushed me away.
Yeah.
If he still pushed me away and I'm talk to him that I need a sex, and he ignores my needs, I don't know. Of course, I understand that's gonna be breakup, or I gonna cheat, or what we gonna do then? I will be straight honest, and I will be like, do you want me to go out and looking for sex? Do you want me to do it?
So we're going to finish up now, but before we finish up, I'll say, is there anything, in your opinion, wrong with relationships today, and what needs to happen to fix it?
I've seen a lot of, in relationships today, obviously the cheating, but not full on cheating, not like actually going out and having sex, but through social media.
Yes.
Like messaging women and
likes,
things like that, and men thinking that it's okay because it's only online, and women are now starting to accept that kind of fact. I've seen it a lot recently. They're staying with their partners, even though their partners are going out and messaging women, telling them how beautiful and sexy they are. But in my mind, that is still cheating.
It is. But you said something quite interesting there. You said about the men liking the women.
Yeah.
And they think it's okay.
Yeah.
But do you not think it's the women who are putting these pictures up and expecting these likes, posing in a certain fashion?
Oh, yeah,
the phone on a
yes.
certain angle just to show the goodies, just that little tiny bit more there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
For them likes.
But obviously, I'm not saying
Would
obviously
that
a
woman,
lot of people
sorry
do
to
this.
interrupt you, but would that woman who posted that picture for them likes in that angle, do you think that she's kind of out of order for doing that?
It depends. I would say it depends because some people do get a living out of that. Obviously, some influencers do get paid per post.
A
that
regular
they
person,
make.
though. I mean, just a regular thirst trap. Just
Oh yeah, regular thirst trap. Obviously, I don't agree with thirst traps anyway. Full stop. But you know for a fact that that woman who's posted that is getting some kind of validation from that man, 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say it's the man's responsibility, but as a male in a relationship with somebody that you love, you should know that you shouldn't be doing that because then you're going to disrespect your partner by giving validation to somebody else.
yeah, and you're being a simp.
Yeah,
You're being
and
a complete simp.
to some men, and it's very recently that I've seen quite a lot of this happening, it's fine because it's just a photo and it's just online.
That's what they'll say.
Yeah, that's what they've all been saying. It's just a photo and it's just online, but you don't show that kind of validation to your partner.
I understand what you're saying and I get your point. But I believe that he kind of does show that validation in the way that he's always there. He's with you, use it together. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think if a man likes a picture of a woman, I think that's cheating as well. I do. Not if it's, for example, if it was you and we were friends and you're doing something and I like your picture, even if you're dressed in a certain way, I know you, so I'll like it. Yeah. But I mean, strangers, someone you've never seen, and I think that's cheating anyway. But I understand when you say that he's not giving his wife that or his girlfriend, whatever, that validation. But
because something I've...
he kind of is because he's there, he hasn't gone.
Yeah, he's... See, I see what you mean where it is and it isn't because they're together, but at the same time, are they really together if he's sat his head in his phone looking at other people and not sat talking to his partner?
Okay. And what about where she stands? If she's posting pictures that random men are liking, would you say that that was cheating?
Yeah, 100%.
And it needs to stop?
Yeah.
So your stance is social media and people need to stop putting pictures up and getting likes?
Yeah, because...
And that's how you fix what's wrong with today?
Because social media to me is an enabler, 100%. And, you know, it's enabling people to have, yes, a more open mindset, but also a more negative one towards actual people in their lives.
Right, okay. Okay. And finally...
I think the women has to work on them feminine energy. That's the solution. I think if these hard manly jobs been, I think, paid better, it could be a lot better life as well. I believe, like the jobs men only do.
Yeah.
It should be paid better as well.
Yeah.
I think that's
because they're more important.
Yeah.
They run the world. The infrastructure.
But the problem is that the man's job get less and less and less because all the robots and everything.
Yeah, true. But then those infrastructure jobs, robots aren't really gonna take over them. I mean, like to get a man on the roof to fix a roof. If you want to design a machine to do that and maintain it, it's not worth it. Just get a guy to do it.
But the technologies is very fast, so there is like we're gonna talk about that.
Okay, but we'll leave that till next time.
Another podcast, but I believe.
Well, I'll thank you both.
Thank you for inviting me.